Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You know I blame it on industry. I blame it on my own hypocrisy. It's education and politicians. No one's willing to step up and speak.
Hello everyone and welcome to the PACE RadioShow, live here at Lifestyle Radio. I'm your host, Al Graham. For those who don't know, the PACE RadioShow features Canadian cannabis advocates who reach out publicly to educate people to those sharing the medical cannabis story. For those, these may be people who are well known or people who are, you've maybe never heard of before, but they want to speak out and we want to give them a spot to have a voice. Tonight, my joint host is Kim Cooper. She has brought us along a guest who is a person who travels around gathering up educational information, visits events within the cannabis community, and then he shares them with you guys, everybody out there, the listeners, everybody that's online. But before we find out a little bit more, we're going to have a little talk with Kim. Kim, are you there?
I'm here, Al. I'm always here with bells on a Wednesday night.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's for sure. I know you've been busy, Kim, and you probably haven't been able to keep up to all the news lately. But you seen last night, there was a Globe Mail report about the Cannabis Friendly Business Association having a meeting at the Hot Box Cafe in Toronto.
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw the post briefly. I haven't been keeping up on much information lately. I've been quite busy. But I did briefly see the post that there was an emergency meeting of some sort last night. I'd love to know more details, Al, if you'd like to fill me in.
Well, they got together, they discussed strategies, what they can do as far as, to combat this. There was a full house by the sounds of it from what I read. This included dispensary owners, people who were involved with vapor lounges, and that in the city. Abby Roche, who's the organizer of the Cannabis Friendly Business Association, the CFBA, she says each of the businesses that are involved here employ 6 to 10 people. Now, I don't. It's massive, the amount of people who are actually working in the cannabis industry down there. So
absolutely,
there'd be a lot of people who would be out of work.
That's a massive amount of people. Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of dispensaries, vapor lounges, so many cannabis-related businesses that are employing people in the city of Toronto and all across Canada. I mean, the shutdown of these viable businesses that are giving back to the communities, paying taxes, and trying to be an industry and grow an industry that is very viable. The crackdown is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't see the end.
They're all businesses that pay taxes. The employees, right. The employees are all, if they're all on payroll, they're all paying income tax and unemployment and CPP and all that stuff. That's
right. We're putting into the communities where we live, because we're spending our dollars near them when we're leaving our places of employment and stuff. So the money goes back into the community, plus the federal and provincial governments are getting a chunk. What is the downside here? Why the crackdown? I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's almost like when it comes to the lounges, for them to throw medical cannabis into the same envelope as tobacco in order to try to shut these places down.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
now you're forcing cannabis patients now that want to consume their cannabis as a medication to go stand in a circle full of a bunch of smokers. Now, what if that cannabis patient is using their cannabis as a medicine for cancer or lung cancer? Do they want to be exposed to the carcinogens of cigarette smoke? Absolutely not.
No, exactly. Basically, you're putting somebody who's trying to get healthy with people who are consuming something that's gonna, shorten their life.
That's right.
But also in news, stuff that was across the wire there today. Some of the dispensaries have been visited in the city by the by law enforcement people.
Yeah, I heard that a brief bit about that's happening today. I don't really know too much about it. Like I said, I've been out of the loop, so it's going to take me a few days to catch up on all the news.
The one I read about online was the Queen of Cannabis location. They had been there wanting to talk to the landlord about a bylaw zoning violation. So you pretty well tell that's what they want to talk to them about is about the dispensary being there.
Right. Well, we'll see how this plays out for Toronto. So far, Vancouver is not faring so well in this whole situation.
Yeah. Well, out there, they're being threatened with fines, right? But their fines are like $250, not up to a $50,000 fine.
Are being fined daily, and at the end of a 10-day stretch, that is $250,000. You know.
Well, $250 a day, $2,500.
$2,500 at the end of a week. You know, you times that by 30 days.
Oh, it does add up.
It does add up for sure.
It does add up.
But nowhere near the stuff that they're looking at for Toronto. Did you hear about anything about John Tory visiting the lounges that he's been invited to? Has he done that yet?
No, I haven't heard anything about visiting the lounges. I know he visited the Kind Supply dispensary in Kensington Market, and then they closed down.
And I think he was invited to a Compassion Club. They could
True Compassion Toronto.
Yeah.
True Compassion Toronto invited him down to take a tour and learn about the difference between a compassion center as well as a dispensary.
That's right. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what happens on that front.
Yeah, it would be. All right, Kim. Well, maybe our guest knows a little bit more about this stuff, so we'll invite him into the show here. So at this time, I'd like to welcome the person who loves sharing the events that he goes to with you, the listeners, and everybody who's out there. I'd like to welcome Mike North of the PACE to the PACE Radio Show. Mike, are you there?
I'm here. How's everybody doing?
Good. And yourself?
Busy as always, but can't complain, I guess.
Yeah. Who knew that something within the cannabis industry at all would be considered busy? Because I know people ask me questions like that. You know, are you guys actually busy?
I've worked many different jobs and careers in my life, and since really being involved in the cannabis industry, I don't think people understand busy until they get involved in some of the stuff we do. It's crazy. I mean, I personally work with a global team, and when you're doing that, you're up all hours of the day, morning, night, just to work with certain people, and it's a busy lifestyle, but it's very rewarding. So
yes, it is very rewarding. Just a quick question before I hand you to Kim. We were talking about this meeting last night and stuff. Did you happen were you happen to be there?
I unfortunately, not that I want to get too much into the personal business, on my way down there, had a little bit of somebody got in a little accident with me and crashed into my car. So unfortunately, I was unable to make this. I've been to a few in the past, and I followed up on what went on, and one of the things that I'm actually somewhat very passionate about, is everything that's going on behind the scenes right now, and what is happening to our places we love in Toronto, what could potentially happen. So definitely staying on top of things and following what's going on. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Kim, I'm gonna let you take the floor.
Well, thank you very much, Al. Great intro as usual. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mike North from the Smokers Guide Canada. You guys launched your Facebook page, I guess, about a year ago, just over a year ago. It was January last year, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, it was actually, and really almost a little premature to what we had originally planned, but considering what was on the forefront for Canada at the time, we felt it, very necessary to throw some efforts towards covering what was happening.
Absolutely, and good move on your part as well. You guys have come in like gangbusters and done so much already for the movement and advertising and so forth, and keeping people informed. The sites are great. You have the Smokers Guide Canada Facebook site. There's also a website.
Yes, of course.
And
we have
a multinational organization.
Right, smokersguide.com. Smokers Guide originated, for those of you that don't know, in Amsterdam 20 years ago. This year we are celebrating our 20th year in the cannabis business, basically. So yeah, we've been around a while, and we have a really big a strong backbone, and a great group of people, like I mentioned earlier, that we work globally with, which has allowed us to be able to come in and produce a lot of what we've put out so far. I mean, we've been so busy, we honestly have only put out a percentage of what we've been following, because there's just so much going on, and of course we're busy globally, covering events globally. So there's everything staged to get brought in a mix, so we get sort of a little bit of everything from around the world, obviously. But if you do visit our other channel that we have, our other website we've been setting up lately over the past year and a bit, which is the cannabisbroadcasting.com, we've brought a lot of those channels and a lot of the people that we work with together on that site to make it a little easier. Put out a lot more content.
Awesome. I've watched a few of your YouTube videos. They're great. You guys have got a lot of energy, that's for sure. Some of your cohorts in crime, Kelly, a.k.a. the Wild Card, and Calvin from Brampton.
Yep. So it's actually Cindy, Wild Card, but...
Cindy, my bad. I got the name wrong. I make one mistake every show. That'll be it.
Yeah, she's been my partner around this industry the past real 10 years that we've been digging into it together, traveling the world, and then of course we have Chronic Cal, which is a local guy that comes out of Brantford, Ontario. He runs the Brantford Cannabis Club, involved in many things, and he was great in institutionally just helping us get started. We were really starting to roll when the Karma Cup came around, and he jumped on board with us to really help out with a lot of our editing and our media and whatnot. And so it was a great help in us continuing that momentum, essentially.
Awesome. You seem like just a really excellent team, just high-powered energy and full of knowledge, that for sure. Your videos were very informative, very interesting site. You've got stuff from all over the world. You feature a few spots on Canada and what's going on.
Yep, exactly, yeah, and really that's what our goal with all of this and Smoker's Guide is to educate, to bring communities together. We have a background of experiencing the growing pains, the ups and the downs that have happened over the past 5 decades in Amsterdam, right? And really right now, Amsterdam, the cannabis scene has really been in a fight and a decline over the past 5 to 10 years, basically. So my hope in really starting and seeing when I got to know how the community and what happens, in the community and how people work together, was to bring some of that knowledge to this community, because essentially in Amsterdam, the businesses there had to learn the hard way, basically, always competing with each other and potentially having disagreements and not wanting to work together. And then you have this conservative government that came in and really started to clamp down and started to, slam people with new laws and started to really shut down the whole coffee shop industry. So, somewhat
it got scary there for a little while, eh?
Yeah, and somewhat akin to what we see happening now. I mean, with the provincial government right now trying to doing things with amending this Bill 45, and in Toronto what we see happening now just very recently, that's all taking place.
Yeah.
So really, this is and you see it happening now. The community is coming together, I think, more so than it seems to have in the past, to fight together.
Yeah, and unity, that's what it takes to win people over. There's got to be unity in the community, and that's the only way we're going to win.
It's funny you should mention that, because that whole unity in the community was a term that I started hearing already a couple of years ago in Amsterdam, when everybody realized what was going on, and you saw people who were fighting against each other for so many years coming together. Even when the High Times got chased out in the last Cannabis Cup in 2014, we were there behind the scenes watching what was going on, and it was insane for 3 days straight. They're trying to book a venue, and then the next day that venue would get canceled because the mayor's getting involved, and he's telling each venue, if you host this, we're going to take your license away. It was pretty brutal. But the next year, the community came together and they started the Unity Cup in 2015. without High Times being there, and still showing the city that they can do this.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a really great thing to have seen, and so now again, hopefully the same thing will happen here. The community coming together can prove that you can't push it out.
That's it. That's what we're hopeful for here in Canada. So you spent a lot of time in Amsterdam. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Canada. I was actually born in Ottawa. Just really a long story short, my father passed away just over 10 years ago, and he used to travel a lot, had a whole bunch of airline points racked up, and my mother managed to get these transferred over after he passed. And she had to fight a bit to get it. And she said, well, if we get this, I'm taking you guys to Europe, because she's originally from Austria. And I said, well, Mom, we got to do a layover in Amsterdam, He said, okay, we'll do a layover. So we had 3 days in Amsterdam in 2005, and my God, when we left, it was like that wasn't enough,
Yeah.
So we actually befriended a fellow Canadian who'd been living there for 30 years. He ran a sort of a cross between a hostel but an apartment rental, and one of these beautiful 15th century canal houses on the Kaisersgracht, this 5-story house, and we went and stayed there for a 3-week stay finally, and it was 4 weeks. It was actually absolutely beautiful. We became very good friends with him and his family. He travels the world a lot, and so we ended up getting to look after his house basically and live for free, which is a huge thing. I mean, Amsterdam is very, very expensive to live in. It's somewhat akin to Toronto or Vancouver, basically. The expense, the rental, and all that. So, we lived there for up to 4 months at a time, and really got into the community and got to know a lot of people, a lot of connections, and really ended up freelancing a lot in the business, working with people with grows and coffee shops and all that sort of thing. So
nice.
Eventually, Smoker's Guide, of course, through a family that we're connected with for about almost 10 years now, Barney's Farm out of Amsterdam. They're one of the big supporters that we have here at Smoker's Guide, and that sort of evolved into me, getting on board and to work on this whole Canada angle, basically. So.
Well, we're glad you decided to come back home and bring Smoker's Guide with you. I've got to tell you, Mike, you're doing great stuff here in Canada, and your reporting and information is outstanding on the site.
Well, it's much appreciated, and it's actually been wonderful to see over the past 6 months, pretty much since we really started kicking it hard right after Karma, and maybe Karma is a good name for it too, obviously, but since then, watching the views and the videos, I mean, I got to thank all of our watchers. I mean, a lot of people watching our videos compared to when we first started putting them out, because you'd put out an Amsterdam video of a coffee shop and you get 20,000 hits within the first few weeks, right? And then you put out a video of Canada and you sort of get 3 hits in that same time. You're like, whoa. But we've been doing some great stuff lately. I agree. It's been a lot of fun, and it's really great to see the positive feedback that we get from it.
Yeah, it's great that by going around and covering these events, that you bring those events to the people, and people see these things happening, and they can spread.
Oh yeah, for certain. I remember, a little over 10 years ago, watching the High Times videos, and from the little bits and stuff when it was first starting to get popular, and they're publicizing it, on the internet. And, we really wanted to get involved in that. We have fortunately we're given the opportunity, and we've worked a little bit with High Times over the past, I guess it'll be about 5 years now, doing some panel judging at different events and stuff, which is a lot of fun too as well. So the community has given so much back to us. This is why, I really like to put this effort back in and give back to the community as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. And support each other. All right, guys, it's break time. And
time to pay some bills.
That's right. Yes. Well, you can medicate during the show. That's fine. We accept that. There's no law against that, man.
Absolutely. Everybody's welcome to medicate during the show.
Okay, so tonight's bumper music is by the Hicks, and it's the song, "Oh Lord, Won't You Keep Me in the Green." When we return, Kim and I will continue our talk with our guest, Mike North of Smoker's Guide Canada, This is the PACE Radio Show here on LifestyleRadio.ca.
Well, this one goes out to all the soldiers on the street, dealing dimes, nickels, quarters, crossing borders on their feet.
The following is a public service announcement from the Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society. The Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society is a non-profit organization dedicated to ensuring improved access to therapeutic cannabis and cannabis byproducts in Canada. With a federal government that has committed to legalizing cannabis, we feel it is our duty to ensure that the medicinal use of cannabis doesn't get lost in the process and that there are clear distinctions made between the medicinal and recreational use of cannabis. It is our mission to ensure that government regulation doesn't get in the way of a sick, disabled, or terminally ill person's right to use or produce this amazing natural health product. If you would like to get involved, you can contact us on the internet. www.canadiantherapeuticCannabisPartners.com, on Facebook, CTCP Society, or search Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners.
This is Al Graham of the PACE Radio Show. Are you keeping pace, as in keeping people advocating cannabis education? If you're not, and you're a cannabis consumer, then why not? Others are working hard every day to help educate people about cannabis so you can enjoy your daily 420. Get involved and speak out. Be loud and proud so that you can keep pace. Tune into the PACE Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear about people advocating cannabis education here on LifestyleRadio.ca.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
It says right in the good book that every green plant was made for the good of man. In the green, in the green, in the green, oh Lord, won't you keep...
Hello and welcome back. You're listening to the PACE Radio Show here at LifestyleRadio.ca, and we are live. But if you missed the live shows, you can catch us afterwards at Mixcloud and TuneIn Radio, plus other social media outlets. Approximately 10 days ago, the Lifestyle Radio Network was able to broadcast live, that's nice, from the Toronto Global Marijuana March. I'm happy to say that since then, hundreds of people have listened to the podcast of it. And during the 4.5 hours that we broadcasted live, we were able to interview 23 different people, as well as we broadcasted live on YouTube with video while we're doing the radio broadcast, so people could see what was going on. And that is available at the Lifestyle Radio website, LifestyleRadio.ca. And it was something that we were so very happy with the way it turned out that we're planning on doing it again at the Left Expo. So watch the Lifestyle website for an announcement and listen to Lifestyle Radio for an update on this and when approximate times and what we'll be doing. Tonight on the PACE Radio Show, I'm joined by our guest, Mike North of Smokers Guide Canada, plus the hard-working joint host in Kim Cooper. Kim?
Hi there. Welcome back, everybody.
Before I hand Mike back over to you, I have a quick question for him. Mike, the first time we met was in Peterborough.
Yeah.
Peterborough Cannabis Day. I think it was, last year?
It was, yes.
Yes. So you've gone to, Peterborough Cannabis Day isn't a huge event like the 420s in Toronto and stuff like that. So do you go around to these little wee rallies and that? And I guess like if that was almost a year ago, you guys been doing that here in Canada for how long?
Well, we've been doing that for 1 year in Canada. I mean, there's so much going on. It's hard to pick and choose sometimes, but we want to show both sides. We don't just want to show the galas and the great parties. We want to show the people on the front lines that are standing up for themselves as well, too, right?
Yeah, exactly. The people that are working the trenches.
I hate to almost say it, but I mean, I get a charge out of going to the non-permanent events more than I do the permanent events sometimes. I mean, the permanent events obviously draw some great crowds, which can be exciting, but can also be a little hectic and a little crazy. But it's, just you get to meet a lot of great people at these smaller events, and it's a completely different feel, but it's a great vibe all the same.
Exactly. That's how I feel too. It's the grassroots.
Exactly, and yeah, we want to show the progress that's being made, to basically documenting. I mean, this is a poignant part in our history here, the cannabis history of Canada, right? So I mean, we want to show it from all aspects. Of course,
and 50 years down the road, people will see these things posted online and think, "Wow, really? People had to go through all this?" And people like yourselves are documenting it all, so that's great. All right, I'm going to pass you back over to Kim.
Awesome.
Thanks very much, Al. Great question. A follow-up to that. I was going to start somewhere else, but I'm going to go along with Al there on that lines. I think you might find it interesting coming to a Northern Ontario event and seeing the difference up here than it is down in the southern cities. Even as far south as north as Barrie, it's got a completely different atmosphere. Once you cross over that northern border in Northern Ontario, like North Bay, and you go beyond that, it's like taking a step back in time. It truly is.
I could see that. I mean, I've been to one or two festivals as of recent, but not necessarily cannabis-related festivals, more of a music festival. But I'm a northern boy by heart, to be quite honest. I spent half my childhood growing up in the Muskoka area, up in the Huntsville area, and spent a lot of time up in North Bay myself too. So I'd love to actually get out to some of those events for sure sometime if we can make it. I definitely
we'd love to have you up here anytime. We have quite a few events that goes on throughout the summer, and they're all very, very small. There's one that's larger, but still small in comparison to the city, and it's quite a different atmosphere up here. Well, just last year we had a bong shop shut down, so that's where we're at.
We got Hemp Fest coming up.
Yes, we do. We have.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask you guys a question. If I could only make one northern event this year, which one should I make?
Northern Ontario Hemp Fest.
Northern Ontario. When is that?
It's at the end of August. It's a 1 week long festival. All the live bands only happen from Thursday till Saturday, and it is off the hook.
Okay. Yeah, I did actually recall seeing that, I think, on one of the Facebook postings, actually. So,
I highly recommend that festival. The bands are top-notch.
That was the one that was probably in the back of my mind, saying if we're going to make it, and even if we don't make the whole thing, we're going to try and get up to that one for sure and see what's up.
Yeah, come out and spend a night and check out some of the bands for the night and the people and the vendors, and there's free camping on site, and I mean, he's got a great spot.
Yeah. Awesome. They'll let us pull our Smoker's Guide trailer and studio in there, will they?
Absolutely. Pull her in. We'll hook you up, man. Absolutely. I'm one of the sponsors for the event. I help Robert out with this event. And absolutely. NOSER is the organization I represent, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources. And we're going to be there, and you can pull right on up. I'll put you right in front of me.
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, I'm going to definitely write that on my calendar when we're done here to put that on the calendar.
Sounds great. We'll have to hook up about this in a little while after the show. So Oh, you heard that, everybody. You're going to have to book your calendars because there's an Awful Hook party coming up at the end of August. Okay, back to what we were discussing.
There you go.
Just before the break. Just before the break, we were talking about you just arriving back here and everything. Was it Smoker's Guide and your desire to highlight Canada that brought you back home?
You could say that, yeah. I mean, it's actually, in a twisted way, it more or less brought me out. I mean, I've been attending global marijuana marches for well over 12 years now down in Toronto. But I mean, you know, I was also in a professional field. I was an engineer before, and you know, I mean, I would sometimes go to these marches with a hoodie on, you know. But I was there to be part of the movement, you know. And so it's always been a passion of mine, and being able to bring Smoker's Guide to Canada was rather fun. To tell you the honest truth, when I signed up with my partner for this Canada venture, who is the owner of Smoker's Guide, one of the things I said is, which is similar to him, is I wanted to stay off camera. But when I met the community and the people involved and saw what was going on, something sort of clicked and gave me some inspiration, and not so much inspiration, but I wanted to be able to say some stuff too, you know. From behind the camera, I was able to ask questions, but it was almost a little refreshing to get in front of the camera and be able to speak, you know.
Yeah, it's a different feel when you're up front. It is definitely a different feel. I prefer radio myself.
This is a brand new experience. I'm used to looking into a camera and talking now almost for certain things, but or talking from behind the camera. So it is similar, but it's something I never thought I would do. It was you know, so it was a nice surprise though.
Awesome, great stuff. So your work with what is it, Calvin? I'm sorry.
Yep.
He did the Brampton 420 this year.
Yes,
you guys were part of that, I think, weren't you?
Oh man, we've been so spread so thin. I mean, he was working his butt off for us to get, you know, a lot of stuff taken care of. He's even helping some of our other. I mean, we have a group of video editors worldwide, and he was getting involved with that too. But at the same time, yeah, he was basically organizing this whole event, and to pull it off, he did a great job. I mean, I think he was well vocalized right across Canada for his event, you know, and we were pretty proud of him when we saw him pull all this off. So he's a hardworking guy, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was quite the thing. I seen it plastered all over social media. It was about his 420 event. My hat's off to him. He did a fabulous job. I know how hard that is. I've hosted my second annual up here in Northern Ontario. It's a tough gig, man, when you're on your own. It's a tough gig for sure. And he did a great job on it for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yep.
He does your website, or does he do your Facebook or your editing?
Well, he was helping me out a little bit with the Facebook, and he's done a lot of the videos you saw from Canada as far as editing and putting those together. Like I said, he joined on with the crew as an intern right at Karma last year, so just in the fall. And he's been kicking ass with us right through. And, you know, I mean, it's like I said, the whole team, we've got a group of, you know, I mean, if you want to spread it out, we've got, you know, 25, 30 people we work with fairly closely. We've got it, you know, across the world, basically, globally. And we've got a tight group, you know, what we call the Smoker's Guide family, which, you know, we brought him in. I mean, he just shone like a star when we threw the work at him, and he excelled like crazy. And those are the types of people we like to bring into the family. We've got about a dozen individuals we work very closely with around the world to just keep things going. And to be quite honest, we're always spread so thin, it's crazy, you know. So like right now, this year, we're trying to kick it. We're still in the process of printing now, but we're putting out our 20th anniversary edition book, which is really sort of what the Smoker's Guide, you know, company was built on, is this guidebook that we've been putting out on it. It's an annual book that comes out, so people come to Amsterdam, they can, you know, see what's good, what's not, where to go for different things that you wouldn't know as a tourist when you first come in. And this is what we're doing for North America basically right now too, with the movement moving forward. As soon as you say cannabis is now recreational, it's legal, you know, people don't realize it, but you're going to get a shitload of tourists, cannabis tourists.
I mean, absolutely.
It's a big business. And again, I hate to always go back to this, but what's, the shit that's going on now and everything getting shut down and getting warned, I'm hearing now that Vape on the Lake just got some notification from the city.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Just in, basically, while I'm sitting here. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is how we work. I'm sitting here getting live feed from my guy Calvin right now, and so yeah, it's
wow, that's tough.
that actually just sort of threw me off on the track now. But yeah, this is crazy. This can't happen because there's a better way to deal with this all, and there's a better way to make everybody happy, and to. I mean, God, the tourism dollar, everybody knows that globally. Every country that can't exist any other way, they figure out a way to do it with the tourism dollar, and they can exist.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's been working great in the States where they've legalized.
I mean, in Ontario, even around Toronto, I mean, these vapor lounges, some of them are around 15 years. There's been a cannabis industry operating in Canada for over 20 years, and all without event, I don't understand why the crackdown now, why the need to regulate now. We've already got an operating industry.
In the beginning we fought with the police, and then it turned around. I mean, the past number of years, the police seem quite happy with what's going on. Obviously, you mentioned earlier, the Cannabis Friendly Business Association, Abby Roach. I mean, she started the first vapor lounge in Toronto, 16 years ago, storefront anyway. You know what I mean? And there's never been an issue. I mean, you don't get the same things, and the cops will tell you it's we worry about the bars down the streets. That's where people are fighting and people are getting assaulted and people are getting God forbid
back in 2012 the city of Toronto was looking at regulating the vapor lounges. They wanted to call them medical marijuana consumption facilities, and part of the report was the police report, and they said over that time, so that would be like a 12-year period, out of all the vapor lounges, there had been 76 incidents. And that would mean anything from a police officer going in to say, hi, how you doing, sort of check the place out, to maybe a complaint from somebody. It had nothing, there was nothing listed as far as anything big and negative. And if 76 incidents over 12 years is bad, I'm sure they get that in the city of Toronto just in one night in the entertainment district.
Yep. Well, I mean, times have changed. Community is no longer having to fight the police. The community is having to fight politicians now. Right?
Yeah, which is really odd. Eh? Yeah, it's just flipped.
And not for the better.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, you've gone from fighting the people who are enforcing the laws to fighting the people who are creating the laws.
Yeah, but Abby's been in this for a very, very long time, since she opened up the hot box there, and she's expanded so much. I met her years and years ago, and I was quite happy to have her on the show not too long ago. Actually, she was on for our 420 show, which was pre-recorded because we were all busy for 420. Yeah.
For different reasons, though.
Yeah, all of us for different reasons. That's right. But I mean, she's phenomenal in the movement, and her putting this business association together and having a full-time lobbyist on Queen's Park is awesome, and I hope it adds some meat to our game.
I think all your listeners should, and I mean, I'm just a follower and a supporter of her as well too, but I think all of her listeners should follow her CFBA page on Facebook, because they're keeping everybody up to date as to what's going on minute by minute basis as all this unfolds. So. Yeah,
exactly. It's not good for everybody. But if it can bring the cannabis community together in order to make these places survive and keep going, then that's it's just another challenge that we're facing along the way. And we faced many.
Yes, we have. It's been an uphill battle all the way, and I guess it will be until we finally reach that summit. And the only thing that's going to get us there is for us to come together as one in a community, stop the infighting, stop everything, and just say, okay, this is the core basics that we all want. This is the core basics that we all deserve under the law and human rights. and this is what we're going to go for.
Yeah,
and everything else is secondary.
Yeah, and this is what we've been doing with self-regulation, and we've been fine. We've been staying out of the newspapers, so, you know. Go ahead, Mike.
No. It's okay.
Okay, we'll get that after the break. As mentioned, break, commercial time to pay those bills again, and also time to hear some more of the Hicks and their song, "Oh Lord, Won't You Keep Me in the Green." When we return, Kim and I will continue our conversation with Mike North of Smokers Guide Canada. You're listening to the PACE Radio Show here at LifestyleRadio.ca.
I dream of fields just outside my door. Share it with my neighbors, 'cause that's what neighbors are for. Roll up a fatty and corn up on the grill. And come on down and spark one with Uncle Bob and Bill.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
The National Task Force on Medicinal Cannabis is a group of not-for-profit organizations dedicated to influencing government policy with factual evidence. Our mission is to ensure that a constitutional medical program is developed that will address the concerns of all Canadians that require therapeutic cannabis. The task force is looking for dedicated people who are willing to contribute to our cause. We have formed this task force to foster a unified approach and focus on lobbying the federal government and Health Canada. We represent the combined expertise of thousands of patients with more than a decade of experience. As a task force participant, you, your business, or your group will have an opportunity to show that you care and offer your unique skills to promote the cause. If you would like to get involved, go to medcanataskforce.org. That's medcanataskforce.org and use the Contact Us link to get started. Help us help you.
Tune into the PACE Radio Show and catch Kim Cooper, Debbie Stoll-Skiffen, or Alison Merlin, along with myself, Al Graham, as we talk to Canadian and international cannabis advocates who are working hard to help patients and to end cannabis prohibition. Catch us live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at LifestyleRadio.ca.
Now I know better what they say just ain't right. Come on, free the weed and stand up for your right. Some of us are short of cash, but there's plenty of food and hash in the green grass.
In the green.
Welcome back, and thanks for tuning into the PACE Radio Show. We are being broadcasted live at LifestyleRadio.ca as well as at Spreaker. Or maybe you'll catch the podcast afterwards at Shoutcast, YouTube, or some other social media. Tonight, our bumper music featured the British Columbia band The Hicks and their song, "Oh Lord, Won't You Keep Me in the Green." The band has many cannabis songs, and we play a few of them here at the PACE Radio Show, but I recommend that you look them up on YouTube or other audio locations, because I know you'll find them there. Tonight in the PACE Radio Show, I'm joined by our guest, Mike North of Smokers Guide Canada, and my joint host, Kim Cooper of Northern Ontario Cannabis Educational and Resources. All right, Kim, we're into the last segment of the show here.
Already, time flies when you're having fun with friends, don't it?
It does. Oh, hey, Kim, I got a question for you before we bring Mike in.
Sure.
You guys still got snow up there?
No.
Well,
it was 26 today.
2 weeks ago, Robert said you guys still had some snow.
We did, but it's all gone now. We've
had. I just thought I'd check.
No, everything's gone now. We're summertime with everybody else now. Thank God.
26 today. I'm sure Mike will agree with me. What do we have today, Mike? Probably like about 50. Did we get 20?
No.
We get like 15.
Sitting in a black car in the sun, we hit 20, and that was about it.
Oh no, we have beautiful sunshine up here. 26. It's supposed to be up to 30 by the end of by Monday.
That's okay. We're gonna have a good weekend here too. It's a long weekend coming up. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, Kim. I'm going to throw things over to you for this last segment, and as usual, I'll just jump in along the way.
Sounds good, Al. Thanks so much. Welcome back, Mike. Enjoy your break.
I'm still enjoying it. The last
there you go.
Super silver haze here, but all good.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Like to hear that. So, back from the break. Want to talk some more about your website.
Sure.
And what that's all about. Can you tell us some more in detail about what's going on in the website and what you guys are doing with that?
Well, I mean, we've got a lot of angles on the website, obviously, because to get a group of people together, we got to generate some sort of revenue to be able to put all this together. So, of course, we have a lot of our sponsors will have some, the banners as well. But in general, the website is for education and information. I mean, we have a demographic of 19 to 35, and that are basically our core group, and a lot of them are either first-time smokers or they're long-time enthusiasts. And so we have educational angles. We have a lot of articles to inform people. We obviously cover events. We also prop the people and the products we love through what we learn globally, going around the world to all these events and meeting all these people. And then of course we ask people to sign up and do reviews, which then just basically gets the whole movement going a little bit more and helps the whole community in general.
Yeah, the sign-up portion. I actually visited your website. So I was very interested in what you guys were doing. Once I started doing some research on you, and I knew you were coming on as a guest, I said, oh, wow, you guys are really great. And I signed up to your website, and I love it. You've got a little point system thing, and you can gain points. And I can put in a review of, say, a lounge or something that I've gone to and tell people where it is and what it's all about, and you're mapping Canada.
Mm-hmm.
What an awesome idea.
Exactly. And this is really where we started our roots in Amsterdam, with the book and with, then again, of course, the website came on shortly after, and we have, if you check out, we have the Bush Doctor reviews in there. If you were to fly into Amsterdam and you're going to, you always hear people say, oh, Amsterdam, the weed's not that good. Well, you know what? There's a lot of tourist traps in Amsterdam, okay? There used to be 500 coffee
everywhere.
shops. Yeah, and there's maybe 250 now, and a good percentage of them are still tourist traps. Living in Amsterdam, I happen to know, and of course we won't mention it, many of them that won't even let the Dutch locals come in because they just want the tourist dollar. They want to give you some swag and take your money, and this is why if you go to our website, you're going to find the good quality coffee shop. You're also going to find reviews on the strains that are there. So if you're looking for a particular strain that you've heard people talking about, I mean, of course, you go to Europe, hazes are very popular because, in Canada, hazes and sativas, really high-bred, high percentage sativas are hard to come by, obviously. So that's a big thing over there, and that's what you need to find. So, I mean, that's really what the book's all about.
Yeah, I know the one that's for Amsterdam. I've looked at that one before. I didn't even realize there was a Canadian one until I started looking at you and what you've been doing in the last year. The one in Amsterdam is really in depth, so you're pretty much starting at the grassroots of what that started with and building on it. So you're looking for people to come out, join you, and help put it on the map, different places that you've been to that you want to give a shout out to that you thought were great, or ones that you thought were not so great and you want to warn people about. And that's a one-stop shop for people that are visiting another city, town, province, or here from another country.
And to take that one level deeper, we're always interested to talk with anybody who it's people who like to write articles and like to get to get things out there. We're always looking for people who want to have their stuff published on our site. We're always interested in working with people. So I mean, definitely they can get in touch with us at Canada side through the Canada Facebook page, or you can touch base with me on Twitter, Mike North on Twitter, or that, I guess that'd be the way. But yeah, we really like to get involved with the community. It's all about working with the community. It really is. Of course, we like to get our name out there, but that's so we can show off the community.
Fantastic. My, you're just all over the place, aren't you? You're just really spread thin. You were correct in saying that in the beginning, that's for sure.
Yeah, if you'd meet half a dozen or so of the individuals that work with us, we're all the same. We're really about high energy, passionate people. We like to bring people into the fold, and we really like to steer them in the direction of their passion, as long as it fits with what we're doing. We never like to take anybody and go, tell them to do things. It really come to us, and if you want to get involved, maybe we can find a spot. And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Like you said at the start too, unity. It's all about unity, right? And that's how we grow.
It's amazing what you can do with a great team.
For sure. Next, I think we wanted to talk about Lift is coming up. I know Al and I are going to be there. The two Als and I and a few others from the 420 radio show are going to be there, and you're going to be there for Smoker's Guide as well.
Yes, we will. Yeah, we'll be representing. We'll actually be representing with some associates of ours that we've been working with from out west, JW Mariceuticals. They have a booth there. I believe we're actually near the stage, right by the smoking lounge area, which will be very appropriate.
The Vapor Lounge.
Yeah.
It's in the same spot as where the TY Expo had theirs. It's exactly the same corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, hopefully, we'll be there. We'll also be there as media, so we'll be doing some interviews as well, too. But we may have a little setup at the booth. We can do some interviews with people attending just to get them on some of the Smoker's Guide videos. And we're actually, hopefully, I find out what's going on with this vape on the lake thing. It's a little disturbing, but ideally, we're going to be throwing a party there Friday night to kick off the Lift Expo as well. We should be gonna get ourselves put on the event list there, but we're going to do some music and some comedy and whatnot just to kick off the weekend.
Awesome. That sounds great. I'm a little concerned about the breaking news on the vape on the lake situation as well, and what could be happening at other establishments between now and the conference. For me, it's my first trip back home to Toronto, which is where I'm from. It'll be my first trip back home since, last August. So I was looking forward to going and seeing some of the new lounges that have opened since then, and how things have changed at some of the lounges and stuff, and revisiting everybody. Now I fear they may already be gone before I get there.
Well, I hope not. Or they're going to have to come into the Lift Expo and shut the vape lounge down too. What?
Well, yeah, exactly. Here, that's odd. Hey, we're in a federally owned building. Well, last I knew it was federally owned. And we're having a vapor lounge in a province trying to shut down lounges.
Yeah.
The fight is far about over. It's just a completely different fight now. So we all got to learn tactics. That's really what it is, and I think we're doing it.
Yeah. Well, my understanding is like 130 vendors will be at the Lift Expo, which is very good.
Yep, and there's quite a few events going on around the Lift Expo as well too, I believe. So everything from boat cruises to VIP parties, and I hear there's some Masta Rolla dab competitions going on, and so it's somewhat akin to what we've been experiencing at these High Times events. You get into the city like Denver, and the whole place lights up for the entire weekend. There's so much going on, you can't see a quarter of it if you're lucky, So
yeah. But that's what makes it great, isn't it?
That's right, and just goes to show now how much money is Toronto going to make off of this,
Oh, like well, I can tell
hotel rooms.
Yeah.
We're
during the years of the Treating Yourself Expo, for the 4 years it ran, the hotels would be booked up. And there was, I know that especially that first year, there was media from all over the world. Like I spoke with people from Italy.
Yep, exactly. And that's what it does.
People from France, I had a couple from France that, they would come and find me and I would direct them to places where they could, for booths and events that were going on. And, Now,
there's people from all over the world that come to these things, and then the city benefits in all ways. It's commerce, it's easy tourist dollars, and everybody's benefiting. To shut them down or to shut the places down that we go to after these events at a government facility where we've already been indulging, then to say it's not legal for us to indulge in a private lounge after that is ludicrous.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know, places like Vape on the Lake and all of the wonderful vape lounges in the city, and I mean, they are all wonderful. They're wonderful people that work there. They're great places, and nobody has a problem. And I know every one of them is going to have the whole community behind them if shit hits the fan. So that's all that matters. We're all there for them.
I was talking to Shane King during the owner of Vape on the Lake during the Global Marijuana March, and he confirmed something I had heard years ago, and that was that nearby stores, especially the convenience store, like their monthly income went up by thousands of dollars just from people going, the business that they brought in. And then the neighborhoods were cleaned up and things like that. People weren't hanging out in the alleys anymore.
Yep, that's right.
And now they want to, they want to bring all that back. They want to force people out of work. Ridiculous.
It is.
There's no justification for it as far as I see. When with incidence reports so low and all that, it just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
You or thousands of others of us, Al, we're all baffled.
They've been doing. I said earlier, they've been doing a great job regulating themselves, and they should continue to do that. And it's guys like the Smokers Guide and Mike here that bring what happens inside those places to the people in their homes because of the videos and things that you guys record and you post on your website that people can come and look at.
Yep, absolutely. When we're so thankful for Mike and Smokers Guide and other, places like this, we keep on advocating. We keep trying to get the message out. And, eventually the truth has to see the light.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, is there anything else that you guys want to touch on?
I think we were going to mention. Yeah, I think we were going to mention where we could catch those where they're located.
Well, you can certainly check out. There's YouTube, which is the SmokersGuide.com or the Smokers Guide YouTube channel. You can check us out on the CannabisBroadcasting.com website, and you can even check out some of our videos on the SmokersGuide.com website, where we have, for instance, if you check out the Vape on the Lake and you want to do a review and support Vape on the Lake, I believe there's actually a video we did probably almost a year ago now when we first came into the city. So yeah, we're trying to get the word out there, and of course follow us on our Facebook channel, Smokers Guide Canada. And anytime we post a Canadian video, it goes up there and it gets shared from there all over. You can follow me on Twitter, Mike North, and pretty much you'll have it all covered.
Hey Mike, now I post stuff on Facebook, but I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But I understand now you can do live video stuff on Facebook. Is there anything that you guys are gonna look at getting into doing some live video?
That was something that was more along the lines of our boy Chronic Cal. He's our techie, and that's sort of his gig, and you may see some more of that coming back soon. I don't know if we're going to do any of that in the short future. What we are trying to do is set up some channels on our website where we're going to be posting some more informal videos, so we can get the videos up a little bit quicker, like i.e. the day of the event, because again, working globally, to post our videos in a timely manner doesn't always work, because there's we might be working 3 events at one weekend, across globally, so it piles up, But we're working to constantly improve. We've got 5 guys in the background building the websites, building our stuff. We're always coming up with greater things, so keep following us, and you'll always see we don't go stale at this Smoker's Guide at all. So
good, stale, yeah. Talking about coming up. What do you guys? Have you got anything you can let us know about what's coming up? But you got
what's coming up? I mean, everything from this weekend we're just hitting the music festival. I believe there's going to be some glass festival, some glass blowers, some shit like that. There, we're hitting. The next weekend is the Lift Festival. There's a couple of we've got the Prairie Cup, which we're actually supporting and doing some media work with. Nice. We've got Redbeard Great Glass Gathering. We're going to be covering that this summer.
Oh, going out west.
We're going to go as far out. I believe BC Bud's putting on a cup. We're going to be working with them, and of course Karma Cup. We can't forget Karma Cup. We're big supporters of Karma Cup. We work very closely to help them out and to cover their events and bring those events to the people. Something we were really proud of. We enjoyed covering that. It was a really exciting event. So yeah, tons of events. I'm even trying to see if I can jump across the border and hit a High Times Cannabis Cup at least once. Really? Maybe Jamaica this year. I don't know. That was kind of a plan, but. Yeah, we'll be everywhere.
Cool, and you'll also be coming to Northern Ontario.
I honestly, it's written down. I have a notepad. I'm dealing with other people during the commercial breaks, and I've got my pad here of already things to do that I've just gotten from your interview. This is how we work. So, I appreciate the opportunity you guys are giving me as well, too. So.
Hey, I'm not going to let you forget. I'll send you an email.
Awesome.
I can remember when you and I, last I saw you, was in January at the Women's Grove. Charlotte Green was there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I mentioned to you, hey, someday we'll have to get you on the radio. You looked at me. Hey, I'm used to being on the other side of things.
Things sort of changed. It felt natural. It felt good. So, they say, go with it, right? So.
Yeah, try. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Kim, have you got any more questions for Mike?
I think we covered a whole bunch for everybody tonight, and I hope everybody's online right now tapping away and doing their research on everything that we've discussed tonight, and going and checking out all Mike's websites and learning as much as they can about Smoker's Guide Canada.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Mike, I know you've mentioned websites just a few minutes ago, but this is usually where we give our guests a spot to shine a light on somebody. You could repeat those websites if you like, or you could do whatever you like with it.
I can certainly do that, and I just do a quick ad. I mean, there's smokersguide.com. There's cannabroadcasting.com. Check them out, people. Sign up. And I also want to throw in one quick one, andrewpyra.net. I didn't get a chance to mention him, but he's a big part behind us. He has his own website, and he's been doing reviews for a lot of years. And he does a lot of our weed reviews right out of Amsterdam. So go check out his site as well, too. And come check us out at the Lift Expo if you're there with the JW Maraceuticals booth, and see what they're all about. They got some really neat stuff going on.
Good.
Right
on. Kim?
Yeah, I got a shout out. It's only been my second show since 420, so I got a shout out for one of my 420 sponsors this year. Second time round for this sponsor coming through for me, and that's budbuddy.biz. You can contact them for all your cannabis needs, medicinal or otherwise. No license required. Give them a shout and tell them Kim sent you.
All right. Okay, just a reminder to let everybody know that I will be back next Wednesday with my joint host, Debbie Stoltz-Giffen, and her guests, as we go along and promote those who are educating the uneducated and educated, and also fighting to end cannabis prohibition. You can find PACE on Twitter at PACE Radio, and you can also like the PACE Radio Show on Facebook. We can be found on the web at pace-online.ca. And thank yous go out to our sponsor, the friendly folks at BMA Hydroponics, who are in Belleville, Ontario, Al Rapp of Lifestyle Radio. Also, a big thank you to our guest, Mike North of Smoker's Guide Canada, and to my joint host, Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper. Plus, a big thank you to you, our listeners. Thank you for tuning in the program, and good night. Thank you for tuning in the program.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those